able to take our tennis careers and turn it into a business that we never expected to have that opportunity, but we were able to take, like say, our tennis and turn it into a business. And the business transformed us into being able to get into the markets of helping people, the families, the seniors, and it's a real gratifying situation when you can bring all these people into our club and have the results we've had in helping so many people. And so, that opportunity doesn't come along that often, to always know that when somebody comes through the door, you can really change their lives.
And I'd like to just add into that. It did start at tennis, but then it started to evolve into other parts of exercising, starting with like the life cycle and treadmills, when we were able to add fitness center and aerobics or group acts, pools, those sorts of things. It expanded us from one just area, tennis, to all these other areas, enabled us to have very good staff and a lot more staff, specialty staff, experts in their area, and then we are available to everybody to come for different things. There's core things, there's add-on things, and just the ability to kind of keep exponentially growing that way, be here for the whole day.
Well, I've had really, over the years, really good mentors that have helped me mold the business, and in that respect of, most importantly is how to build a business without creating so much debt and problems that you can't keep improving your business. So being very conservative, yet knowing that putting money back into your facility is so important, and into your staff and training, but not getting over your head financially, that when you have downturns, that you are able to survive the downturns, and when you have the upturns, that you keep that money available for then improvements in your facility. So again, I've had very good people above me and other business people sharing these thoughts, and my wife, of course, I wouldn't be here without her, so keeping me in line as well. But yeah, that's been, as a single-owned facility, without having other clubs and other cash flow from different pockets, you really have to pay attention to the one pocket you have, which is your main facility.
Yeah, and just adding on to that, it was, things like URSA, trade associations. You have to be very good at kind of networking with other club owners is very, very helpful. There's a lot to learn from other businesses that you can just sort of say, oh, they do it that way, we could do that. I love learning. I'm always reading or listening to books or watching things. During the pandemic, one of the things we thought was one of the best things is we would do Zoom calls with other club owners, and those were so helpful. And I would like to mention here our general manager, executive director, Jeff Lynn, who is just great at those sorts of things, and exponentially building that network too was absolutely huge for us.
Well, I don't know if this is a positive trend, of course, with COVID getting everybody back into the club, which is kind of positive, because the last few months we've had a lot of new people enter into membership here. I think we did 50 families last month, and we're close to that this month. So there's something positive out there that's wanting the people and their children to get back into doing activities and feel comfortable. I think the other thing that I've learned is that the COVID has actually improved our facility from the maintenance standpoint, with the air control, with the this Viking Pure, which is a cleaning situation, and air fix, and putting petitions around the equipment. Everything that we've done seems to have upgraded the way we should be as a club, and I think that's been a real plus. It was a big investment, but the investment feels like another expansion in some ways for the improvement of the people coming through the door, and they're thrilled about it. It's brought back old members now that they're more comfortable. So I think there's been a lot of upside to not that COVID's an upside, but there's been an upside on improving our facility with that.
I think also, people like to come together. Being home too much, no, and thumbs down on that. All the children's programming that I run with all the camps, they just love being able to be together. We have the benefit of large spaces and things like that, but I have 7-year-olds come up to me all the time being like, thank you for running this camp. I'm tired of being at home. So, coming together again, definitely.
It's definitely, there is a technology improvement too with the streaming and adding that into our facility. And you also find that your space is really important, and now developing space the right way is a change in the industry so that you can accommodate, people being more comfortable within your facility.
Spaces can often be more than one thing. They can be many things, just like the courts we're on here are red ball tennis courts, also pickleball courts, big for Group X during COVID.
As business people, and with the great staff we have, is, the thinking ahead and trying to, see what that next trend's going to be and everything for our market and the people we serve, whether it's getting into more medical or whatever that market will be. You just can't sit still, but yet you're always thinking ahead of what's going to happen next. And I think our industry helps us, of course, the clubs around the country, but also, like I say, in our own marketplace, what do we need to do to have the communities, be part of the Weymouth Club. I think it's really important, and some trends are different for other facilities than what they'll be for us, but it's exciting to see what the future might bring and keep it reinventing the facility.
I would just add to that is this forward thinking, also lateral thinking. What do you have that's really good and solid, and then sort of there could be one more little add-on to that type of thing. So you've got forward and you've got lateral, and I think, as Steve mentioned, the ability to look at things differently and just look at spaces differently. In some ways, it was really helpful that everybody in the world had to go through this. Because if we had maybe tried to implement these changes just like, hey, let's do this, we're like, no, there'd be petitions and no, we can't do that. But because everybody had to, pivot, it was a little bit easier to pivot. And it brought us some things that I'm not sure in regular times we would have been able to put through.
And we really, if you stick to your core business, what you do well, and have super people, great instructors, that is a big piece of our success. And you're always looking for that next superstar within your programming that can really make a difference with the people that are here. And we pride ourselves on the quality of not only our managers, but the people that work under the managers. It's a huge part of the success of our business. You forget about the lifeguard and the swim instructor or the tennis pro and all these other people that make your business who you are, because that's who at the end of the day, that's the connection through the families and the children. So that's a huge part of making sure you stay consistent and keeping that quality up as you look at other opportunities along the way.